Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy.
Hello. Hope you all are having a great weekend. Sorry, tomorrow's Monday. It's good to be retired. Anyway, tonight, Harvest Hellos gathered together. And of course, you know, I always bring in a few things. And in case you didn't see it on my regular page, hi, Stacy, Linda, Sue, um, my Oy vey card. I had to order some Jewish stamps, and this was like the best stamp of the whole lot. So, quick, just a quickie, has nothing to do with what I'm doing tonight. So, let's get started. Let me put these up here. So, I'm going to start out doing a background that is a little different. So, I am using this stamp from Beautiful Friendship. I've been using this a lot. I just love this stamp. So first I'm going to stamp it with, and of course I don't have the right, do I? Yes, I do. I had it right in front of me. So I'm stamping this with crushed curry. And we're just going to go, not even showing you the card first. Although Sue had a peek, didn't you, Sue? So we're just going to stamp this all over. Then I'm going to clean it off. And I am going to grab Pear Pizzazz. Now I'm going to stamp off first. I was supposed to stamp off. Well, it's just going to be brighter in some spots. Okay. So now I am going to bring in Soft Suede and the leaf stamp from Gather Together. And I'm going to stamp that in Soft Suede. Got something on there. I think we've got it. Okay, let me give that a quick clean. Hi, Victoria, Noni, and Karen. Okay, so now, kind of similar to what I did with the backgrounds. So now I took the light orange pumpkin pie and just quickly colored these in. And of course, you know, the size of this is 5 by 3 3/4. I mean, of course you knew that. So I'm using the side of the marker because you don't want to be ruining your point, and it is quicker to fill in spots this way. Less squeaking too. And in case I never mentioned it before, anytime you use your blends, you should always have some paper, at least like 2 sheets under you, not just the one, because it's not going too bad, through on this because I'm lightly coloring it. But when it starts going through, it'll absorb into the paper, where if you're coloring just on your table, it will pool a little bit and can cause your image to bleed more. So, whoops. So that's just something to keep in mind. So we pretty much have it. And if you want it deeper, you can go over it again. I'm just doing some random spots. Isn't that pretty? It changes the whole look. So then what I'm going to do is mount that on, what is that? Early Espresso. I'm going to do one of my, forget what everything's, called tonight. And I've left the cap off my my glue now for days. So as long as it's touching the bottom of the tipsy, it is not going to clog. It is not going to leak. It's amazing. Okay, then very vanilla. I'm going to back that on, but we're going to raise that up. I'll be cutting this up in a moment. Oops. Okay, so let's put that on, and then we're going to finish it off. Isn't that a great background? Oh, I already had that off. Ha. Come on. Okay, so we're going to put that on as even as I can. Now, from Perennial Birthday, I'm going to take also in soft suede. And I'm going to stamp the happy birthday. I just have to pull it a little closer to me. Okay, then I'm going to take this and snip that and snip that. And then I'm going to grab the soft suede blend. Now, a lot of times I just use the regular markers, but when you want it to be a little heavier, use the blends because it'll absorb in and give you a border. So then it kind of looks like you've mounted it, but you really didn't. And it just finishes it off nice. Okay, now we're going to pop that up. Oh, I'm going to have to get another package. Been Stampin' up a storm. Okay, so we're going to stick that on at an angle. And then with the dies, with the harvest, I did 2 of these, and they just leave impressions when they cut it. It embosses them. So I'm going to put one there, and part of that gets raised. I might have to cut that a little. Oops. Well, that's good. It came off and moved. All right, that one does not want to be a part of the card. So let's grab a different one. All right, it's got to go on that side. And then a little bit of glue on this side. Oh, it's very hot in this room. And I guess I still don't see as well, but it is better. So that's going to go right there. And then this one is going to go, whoops, right there on the bottom. And that's the card. And here's the first one. And I might have gone over this one with 2 coats, like a full 2 coats. So that is those. And I think I might pick a winner tonight. After we're off, I'm going to pick a winner for that card. Okay, so the next card is this one right there. And I'm going to show you how I colored that, although I do have one ready. And I will just do it on a scrap. Oh, I have one right here. No, I don't. All right, so we're going to do it on this. So I stamped that in orange. But of course, where'd the stamp go? It's hiding. Oh, right in front of me, like everything else. And I think what I'll go ahead and do is from the other set, I'm going to do that one because that's a little bit different, and that's the next card. So I can show you both of them. So I stamped them in orange. Then I came in with the orange blends. And this one, I just went over those lines, the curves, and a little bit on the side, and just a little bit on the bottom. And then right up on the top where there would be the indent, I totally colored that in. Now, if anybody ever tells you that you cannot use ink over your like blends over your regular inks, you can. It does not bleed whatsoever. And then this just gets colored in like that. So it's really quick and easy. Then on this one, I did a little bit more shading. So you take the dark color and I'm doing it more next to the line. And then on the end. Okay, then from the bottom, I did a line, and then I kind of went like up the sides, like with a flicking motion, like that. And then did the same thing from the top. Then you can, something just fell on the floor. Then you can come in and bring in your second color and blend them all together. You see how that gives you a little bit more dimension? You just want to do some circular motions just to hide those lines. So there's your light and your shading, and it looks like it's going that way, as best as I can do anyway so far. So that's how those get done. And we're going to go ahead and put this card together. So I already pre-did these. One of them is missing. Lovely, lovely. And you're going to put it down there, and then there's pieces that come up. So very carefully. And another thing I recently learned is to have more control, and it was really for the, the blends, but it works for this too, is to put your fingers down as far as you can without holding the nib, and you have a lot more control over where you're putting it to do finer lines. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and stamp that. Must be what fell on the floor. I heard something go, but I don't see it. Okay, and then I don't want to lose those two. Watch, as soon as I do all this, it's going to show up. So I just went around it, like no biggie fancy. I mean, if you cut something off, it won't even matter, except unless it's your finger. Okay. And just get that piece in there. That's when I end up cutting myself, when I do things like that. Cutting in. Okay. So now we've got those three. So all this paper from the harvest. Oh, this one is actually not from the harvest. This is from the Christmas one. The other, I think the other one I'm using is from the harvest. I don't know. They all go together, so really doesn't. But the red gave it away. Maybe I'll even get to use up a package. Huh. I do so many colored backgrounds that I forget to use my paper as much as I should. Okay, so that's going to go down also straight. And then this one is from the nested shapes. Let me just grab another package of, because that other one is dying. Okay, so they'll go here, and I'll need that in a moment. All right, so first we're going to stamp. Grateful for family like you. And I believe I borrowed this one out of this month's paper pumpkin. So never forget that you have those, because some of them are priceless. Ooh, things are falling. All right, so I'm just going to stamp that right there on the side. Now look at the difference when I re-inked it today. Amazing, right? It sure did need it. Okay, so these three are just going to get glued together. So we got 1, 2, and 3. Thank goodness for some wiggle room. Except it's sticking to me. So I'll be wiggling it when I get it down there. It's like totally stuck to me. Okay, so that's going to go right there. And then the pumpkin is going to get popped up on that. And pumpkin goes right there. And then we have some of these pretty gold. So we'll put 3 there. 1, 2, and right? 3. And then that's going to get popped up. I know, it's a lot of dots. Hi, Judy and Kathy. Oh, Trisha's here too. Okay, so then we're just going to take that. I thought I had cut a piece for the inside. Let me see if I have one here. Somebody might get this card too. White, 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 white. Vanilla. And I should have stamped it before I put it in there. So when I do dumb things like that, I just put a piece like that and something on the other side of it. That's a scrap like that. And we'll stamp this without the brown. Okay, so that one's done. So there are those two. And that goes there. Okay, so this paper, whoa, all the pieces are in my lap. Okay, something just popped over there. Goodness. So this paper is from the harvest. Here's the package in case you haven't seen it. I'm sure you have them either in the catalog, but it's just so different when you look at it in person. There's some pretty sheets here. Okay, back. So you can tell I cut off a leaf out of my center, and I'm going to go ahead and mount that. So I've already showed you how to color the pumpkin. And this is going to go flat. Okay, then I cut that from the rectangles, and in the green, garden green. All right, I gotta move some things here. Those are done. So we're gonna stamp "Simply Thankful for All the Good Things." Right dab in the middle. So that's going to go there. And then we have the leaf that I cut, and then another one that's going to go there, and then our pumpkins. So now I'll show you what I did. Now I fussy cut these, but because of all that white sticking out, oh, there is one of those missing. Here I go again. Okay, good thing I have more. So it really didn't matter how good or bad you cut this. Because then I took the light blends and just went right over it. Oh, I'm so sticky. Okay, so for the little pumpkin, I cut a piece off so it wasn't as long. This is when I should be using a tweezer. Except I have to turn it. You have to be the right direction too. Okay, so we're going to turn these over. Put a little bit of glue on them. And then hope when I pick them up the right direction. I keep saying I have to, like, figure this out better with using a tweezer more often. This is how I get sticky, folks. Okay, so those two just get glued down. Oh, it came off. Total. All right, so we'll put that back there. I am not putting this down. You know, you learn, you get a little smarter after you make a few mistakes. Okay, rub some glue off of me. And let's pop this little baby up. Oh, there it is. So that's going to go right there. And I'm going to turn this over so we're a little bit neater. So this one just goes down flat. And then, I almost put the glue on the wrong side. So we've got that. And then this gets popped up. And there it is. Pretty simple card. You just do these in advance, punch them. And what I did was I punched them and then I went and trimmed them a little closer for a little bit more realistic look. So that's those. And then for the final card, and I'm just going to quickly do a spot. This is also similar to what I did, except the last time I was using backgrounds that I had made. This time we're coloring it ourselves. So I could use this and then, okay. So you just change the colors for what you want it to end up looking. If you want it to be like more green, you're going to add more brown to it. If you want it to be brighter, you're going to do the green, yellows, and oranges. But so it's also very quick because you're not really blending colors where you have to spend a lot of time. You can fill in some, you know, for a little heavier look in certain spots. So it's going to be like similar to, you know, with the stamping, or you could do a whole background like we did for that card and then take them to your machine and cut them. But if you just need, you know, one, this is how you do it. And as you put this over another color, it changes it. So I'm not going to finish that, but you've got the idea. So then these were backgrounds that I did when I was showing the new metallic inks. So I decided to use some of those today. So that's just going to get mounted to the gold. And also this was cut down to 5 by 3 3/4. I just love my larger borders. So let's wiggle that into place. And it's going to be soon where some of this stuff can get ordered. Yay! Okay, so let me take this, because this is for the inside of the card. So I think what I'm going to do is stamp it in that, and then we're going to take the brown marker and change it a little bit, make it a little bit more fall. You could add green that way if you wanted to as well. Let's see how that looks, because if not, we can always turn it over and use the other side. It's pretty. So don't forget to use your markers. So let's go ahead and put this on the inside, and then we'll put the front together. And the card is, oh, look what I just did. All right. That's where it would go, but I'm not putting it in with my fingerprints. So I'll put another one in after. All right, so this is gonna get, oops. How did I do that? All right, so that's going to go down. Let's straighten out here a little bit. Then we're going to stamp "Wishing You Well." Again with the soft suede, newly re-inked soft suede. And hope they never get rid of these dies, because every new customer should have the opportunity, and new demonstrator, to get them. Ooh, it's pretty. So I've just changed directions because of how the paper was. So one is going to go down like so. And then the other one is going to get dimensionals. Oh, it's right in front of me. Blend it in. Oh, put a little light on the subject. I don't know if that was worse for you, but Linda, 10 days to decide. I bet it's a long list. Like every catalog, they just keep outdoing themselves. All right, this is going to get mounted. I got it. Oops. And then this is going to get glued down. I think I'll do it that way. Okay, and then I made a bow. So we need a glue dot for that. The other one I wrapped around and I said, I'm going to pre-do it. You know what? I think, no, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so there's those two cards. Wishing you well. So let me bring, oh, I'm not bringing it back yet because I have to show you the other couple cards that I did. All right, so then there's this one. And this one, I added some purples into there. And this was also from that paper pack, I think, or from the Christmas. And then I brought in the mama and the baby fox. And this was also one of the backgrounds I had done. And then the apples. Oh, I should have showed you how to color an apple. I will when I'll do more with this set. But I also did this with the blends. So they kind of look real, don't they? Like you could take a bite out of them. Okay, so now I can bring everything back. And let's see, like that. Now you get to see them all. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this. Anybody who's on, if you need a catalog, hit me up. I'll send you one. And I will see you on Wednesday with, I don't know what, but it'll be something. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me.